You are listening to Radio Maria Canada. We now present the Health Hub, hosted by Cathy Biase.
Welcome to the Health Hub on Radio Maria Canada, exploring cutting-edge health and wellness information and therapies, helping you to take your health to the next level. I'm your host, Cathy Biase, and I'm an holistic nutritionist and a professional cancer coach. What if the secret to a long, strong, vibrant life isn't found in extreme workouts or complicated health plans, but in small, consistent choices made every day? My guest on our show today is Jerzy Gregorek, a four-time World Weightlifting Champion, poet, former freedom fighter, and a co-creator of the Happy Body program, a lifestyle medicine system that combines mindful exercise, nutrition, and emotional intelligence to help people build strength and vitality at any age. For more than 3 decades, Jerzy has helped people transform their health through a powerful philosophy built on one simple truth: hard choices, easy life; easy choices, hard life. In today's conversation, we explore mindful exercising, how micro-progression can reshape your body and your mindset, and how building what Jerzy calls your second body can help you stay strong, capable, and joyful for decades to come. If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to become stronger, healthier, and more resilient, the answer from Jerzy Gregorek is a clear and an inspiring no. Stay tuned, and we will be back in just a few minutes to speak with Jerzy.
You are listening to Radio Maria Canada. We now continue with the program, The Health Hub, hosted by Cathy Biase.
Welcome back to the Health Hub. Please do follow us on our social sites. We are on Instagram, X, and we are on Facebook, and we are at the Health Hub RMC on those locations. Jerzy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cathy. It's great to be here.
Well, I've been inspired by your work, by our conversation that we had a while back before our show today, and we're going to jump right into it. Your phrase, hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life, this has resonated with millions of people. What does this actually look like in a normal person's day?
Well, it means that somebody makes a choice that contributes to the person's goodness. It means that the person makes the choices that are about growing something, making something better. It's almost like a compound interest idea that the choices contribute to the accumulative process of something, whether it is money, health, or mental health.
Mm-hmm. And when we're talking about this, specifically with what you do, where would you say the center of your practice is?
Well, the center of my practice is in athletic lifestyle medicine. It means that I teach people lifestyle that has the main focus on healing, on progress, on getting something what people would like to improve or get. And it can be anything from getting healthier, getting more energy, be beautiful, enjoy life, getting stronger, flexible, living long. All this people's desires, and creating such a thing requires the hard choices, and hard choices appear when we have the athletic approach to it. So I call it compound effect. It means that we do certain things like athletes, and we are getting better, but getting better requires progress, it requires improvement. And when we want to improve something, the hard choices appear. So they are the plans, the strategies of our journey that we are on. And on that journey, we are climbing the mountain. We are climbing this Mount Everest mountain. And the higher we go, the harder it is. But eventually we are on the top of the mountain. And then that's where the life becomes so easy, because the experience of the journey is behind us. When we walk actually down the mountain, everything is a lot of easier. We know the mountains levels of difficulties. We can climb it again a lot of easier than before.
Now, are you talking about people who are trying to recover from injury, to perform better, to live longer? Is this within all those spaces?
Yes.
And where would you say, sorry, you go ahead.
Yes, the same education. You cannot education. Somebody goes, let's say, to study medicine and wants to be a medical doctor, and then it takes about 10 years. So the journey is long, and the journey is on that journey, there are a lot of hard choices. And if those choices are made, then eventually a person becomes MD, but it's not the end, because the person can also wants to be MD and be happy at the end, and believes that when the person becomes MD, is going to be happy. But sometimes it's not really the case. We want to achieve something, and when we achieve, we think that we'll be happy, but our journey was not happy. So eventually we can actually achieve certain things, but our happiness doesn't have to be there.
Well, with most of your practice, are you dealing with injured athletes, or are you working on longevity? Because I think that's a lot. When people look to your programs and look to your history, there's a lot of information attached to longevity. Is this where you find your biggest clientele, I guess, the ones that you're working with most closely?
Yeah, most people that I work with, they want to be healthy, but they also want to be robust. They want to have a body that is capable, a body that is strong, flexible, quick, and keep it throughout the life. And sustainability here is important, because we can be 70-year-old and then incapable and weak or tight or in pain. So the Happy Body program is that program that helps people to practice all those things, that perspectives that are needed, like posture, flexibility, strength, coordination. Check the body for pains, and check the body for building something that could be a problem in the future. So it's a daily practice like brushing teeth, but with the athletic outcome in the future.
Your program takes people to the Happy Body program. It's a very progressive, small step endeavor. Is this hard for some people, do you think, to get their heads wrapped around? People who have been, going at it hard, have sustained injury, and you want to take them back to maybe pre-athleticism in some cases. Is this a hard thing for people to get their heads around?
No, it's not. It's just the hardest thing here is to find out where is the beginning. Mm-hmm. So the beginning of an 80-year-old person is not the same as cerebral palsy person, or is not the same as the 20-year-old very fit person. So everyone has somewhere at the beginning, and to find that beginning is crucial, because once we find the beginning, then we can start the journey, and we can start the journey joyfully and pleasantly. Once we start somewhere we are not, then we are challenging ourselves, too much, and that's how it can be too much, and then we are not capable to sustain and develop the fears that we won't be able to keep going, and then drop something that we do and abandon it.
Well, for somebody who's never really trained or lift weights, what is the biggest myth you would say that people have in their minds when starting out on a program of recovery, of healing, or of getting into a space of good health?
I think not having a plan, in detailed plan. So we need like a detailed plan to actually do something. So if the plan is there and the details are there, then the person is safe and the person understands the plan, right? Let's say the plan is understood, and also one that coaches that person creates the plan with ownership, that the person actually agrees to the plan, understands the plan, understands where we begin and where we and how we're going to progress. So transparency of that, what a person needs to do, has to be 100%. And that when that happens, the person is safe and the person can progress with minimal steps and enjoy the process, actually, that process that the person is on also needs to be appreciated. So appreciation is one of the feelings that if the coach is right, the coach can create that feeling in a person that is on that journey.
Well, what would be the hardest choices? We talk about hard choices, easy life. Within what you're doing, what is the hard choice for people?
The hard choice is to actually think about to get better and to get there, to get the message, because we live the life that we don't think we need help, or we don't think that we need to save money for our retirement. So we don't think these terms. So the hard choice is believe that there is a way to improve, to get better, and it is going to be in 20, 30 years. And to think these terms is very hard for people. It's like people might not want to save money and be rich when they are 60 or 70 years old. And the same happens to people when, they think about health or living long.
Well, what are the biggest myths you find that people are focused on? If we go into the longevity space, um, where are the myths that you try and bust with your program? What are the big things that you battle when you're dealing with your clients?
I think that that consistency is and sustainability of doing the same and improving. So the biggest obstacle is people just want to have fun without the compound interest effect. So, but that could be together. So variety is the thing of the entertainment, and variety is something that people want. And when the variety happens, then the quality doesn't happen. So people change programs and they want to feel good, they want to have fun. And then when that happens after 10 years, let's say, people say, well, I was going to the gym and I was doing all this stuff and I didn't get better. And that could be the same as people go and dance, but they don't learn dancing. They don't learn the skills. Some people will go to a studio and they have a coach and they learn, let's say, rumba or tango and other dances, swing, but with skills, with teachers. And after 10 years, they become these awesome dancers. At the same time, other people, they go to the studio without instructions, and they move around and they think they improve the dance or they become dancers. But it doesn't happen. I was a person like that, and about 5 years ago we went to learn to dance with my wife and I, and she thought that she was a good dancer, but we found out that we didn't dance at all. We were just moving.
Well, that's just disheartening.
Yeah, 50 years we were moving and thinking.
Maybe you should never have gone to those lessons. You probably would have thought you were great.
We were dancing, right? So it's the same as a person that, sometimes has this eye surgery and then actually sees more clear. Yeah. This client that she went through the surgery and saw her, 20 or 30 years after, and she saw her so old, and she said, I'd rather not to see that.
Some things are better left untouched, right?
Yeah.
You've had a remarkable life story, freedom fighter in Poland, a 4-time World Weightlifting Champion. How did you transition that? I mean, that's intensive stuff. That's an intensive life. That's an intensive health journey. How did you translate this into what you're doing now, into a teacher of strength and longevity? And the part of that interests me is that you want to do this all in micro steps with people. And your story just doesn't equate with micro steps. So how did this come into being?
There is such a thing as a quantum leap. I remember reading Chopra's story, and then he was talking about cancer. And he said, we treat people for cancer, and then we do the meditation, we do oils, and we do all these things that the diet and applying Ayurveda to it. And then after a year, we check for cancer; it's not there. And then we check 1 year and a half, it's there. And then one day, it's not there. It's almost like disappear in one day. So it is kind of the same thing with any substantial improvement, that we do things, and those things are accumulating, adapting, like in an athletic way. And then suddenly we understand something from a perspective that is almost like enlightening. So to wait for such a thing requires delayed gratification, something that people would believe strongly that is going to happen. So that's why to acquire that mind that can wait, the mind that can imagine, that mind that pursues on daily basis and has the certain daily practice, the daily plan, that might understand that all of this has to happen before a person climbs the mountain. So all the preparation, all the steps on daily basis must happen before the enlightenment or extreme achievement and the pride and joy with it that happens.
You're fighting an uphill battle here, I would think, because to try and instill patience and keep your eye on the end game in this society where we want instant gratification, I imagine that's a difficult thing to try and get across to people.
I don't think that people really focus on instant gratification. They live life, and when they are lucky, they meet people that expose this delayed gratification, expose progress, expose adaptation, accumulation, and people really want to get better. Who doesn't, right? So people go to gyms or people read books. They do, and sometimes those books can contribute to the progress, and sometimes they don't. I think that when we are lucky, we meet people that help us to understand delayed gratification, understand hardship here, not hardship, hard choices. Hardship is not really the thing that we want, and then people can embrace that or not, but without this talk about delayed gratification and imagination about the journey and the progress, we are left with just having with dancing and moving without really any skills. And we can enjoy that, of course. It's just we don't have the results that we want, really. We want to get better. We want to have a good life and live that life.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here and we're going to come back and let's really take a close look at your program, Jerzy, when we get back. And people will be able to understand all that we've sort of laid the groundwork here for. So everyone will be back in just a couple of minutes.
You are listening to The Health Hub here on Radio Maria Canada. A Catholic voice wherever you are. To contact us and be a part of the show, email thh@radiomaria.ca. We now continue with the program. Here once again is your host, Cathy Biase.
Welcome back to the Health Hub, everybody. We're talking to Jerzy Gregorek, and we're going to really now take a deep dive into the Happy Body program. You and your wife, it's Anelia? Am I saying that right?
Aniela, right.
Aniela created the Happy Body program. It's a lifestyle medicine system. It integrates mindful exercise, nutrition, emotional intelligence. What inspired you to create this program for everybody?
It was about 20 years ago. We both were personal trainers working with people and supporting them with the plans and strategies, what they wanted in life. And we learned that people want different things. And they want, let's say, to live long or to be healthy, to be beautiful, to be lean, to have energy, not to be tired, or simply heal all the injuries they had or chronic problems. When it comes to how to deal with it, we found out that when we pursue strength or pursue the flexibility, the power and posture, and think about how the body should be with the body weight and then leanness. When we pursue all these things, everything gets better. So it really doesn't matter really what people want, but there is a body, there is this happy body that that when we actually achieve it, we achieve all the things that people want. We heal the body, we make the body flexible, we make the body strong, we make the body capable to climb the mountain, to enjoy the life and sleep, well, recover fast. So all those things happen. So we put this, into a program. We say, okay, these are the standards to pursue, and then this is the plan to pursue it. And when you are pursuing it, thinking about all those standards, measure yourself, assess yourself, and think about, and to create a daily routine and pursue. And if you do that, all those things that make the body better and eventually happy body will happen.
Does everyone start at the same space? Or like when say you're working with someone who does Olympic weightlifting, they've been injured. Are you still taking them back to square one when they want to come and heal?
Yeah, yes, and it depends what it is. Like, let's say somebody has a shoulder problem and somebody is, 27-year-old and is a weightlifter or a sprinter. And then, we check where what that person can do, where that person can start, where there is a safety, where there is no pain or little pain, and then check, how to start from it, do the training routine and see if that in a week gets better or the same or get worse. And that data helps us to actually make another step.
Well, what would be the key differences, someone to pick your training program versus another one? What is the difference in yours that is really what you feel the crux of the real identity of the program? Is it the slow, methodical training?
Well, let's say a person wants to sit, but not leaning forward, but sit toward the chair and not having any problems with that. The chair can be 20 inches, 18 inches, and 12 or 10 when we go to the full squat. And some people, when they begin, they can do the full squat, and others cannot squat toward 20 inches. They feel pain in the knees or hips or lean forward, and they cannot find that actually chair. They have to hold the chair. So everybody will start from a different point. And to give this idea is that I work with this cerebral palsy boy that for 5 years that at the beginning couldn't go to the bathroom on his own because he couldn't sit on his own and was not flexible to turn and so on. So parents really had to help him with dressing and moving around. So he was also constantly bruising himself because he was falling. Now, because he couldn't find the chair, was leaning so badly forward, that we had to develop that capability. So slowly we started with squats, upright squats, and 23 inches, and going slowly down. And after about half a year, the boy could squat toward 16 inches. When I saw it, that he could actually do that, so I told the parents, well, it's time for him to go to the bathroom on his own and start dressing himself, because he has enough flexibility, enough strength now to actually do that. And that they began that. And then his life started more being independent. And then he was also not educated at all. At the beginning, his mind was able to calculate from 1 to 10, and that's it. And that, so math was, he knew how much is 2 plus 3, but not 3 minus 2. But after the acquiring more energy, he was able to sustain energy to learn. And after 2 years, he was able to go to elementary school on his own, online, past that. Within a year, they went to high school, past that in 2 years, and went to normal community college after 4 years. And now he is 57 units, almost ready to go to San Jose State. And that is the result of 5 years pursuit, 5 years of focus on getting better. This athletic lifestyle medicine was working here, and created this magical, progress.
When you talk about progress within, I think that's a beautiful story too. You have a YouTube video about this, right?
Yes, at this point, and nobody can watch the video because it's still in the process that somebody would acquire it. So only people with links can actually see it. But hopefully somebody will buy it and will be able to watch it.
Well, it's a beautiful story. And this, it's an example of what you call the micro progressions of health. Do you feel that people often fail because they try to do too much too quickly?
Yes, that's what I said. When we have expectations that they are really higher than our capability to adapt, then we violate that progression, the system. And once we actually do, we demand from ourselves more than actually can happen. So when that happens, we develop disappointments and fears, and eventually we don't like what we do and create this fatalistic approach to what we do, and then we abandon the process, the progression, and the thing that we do.
So we build on our successes, basically. And this applies to the pillars of your program, not just the strength training, but all other areas. These are micro progressions you're introducing to people.
Yes, it's micro progression needs to be somehow found, because in details we need to see where we begin and where is the micro progression. So once we assess that and place it and progress safely, then we achieve a lot. And 5 years is a lot of time to create completely different person, like with this cerebral palsy person. So I have this client who came here and he was 64. And after 11 years, so he was 75 when he came back, and he said, I came here 11 years ago, and today I'm a lot of better than when I was 64, 11 years ago. But even something else happened to me that I can do today, what I couldn't even do when I was in 20s. I can do snatches, full snatches, and that's just amazing that it happened to me.
Another concept that you talk about is the second body. What does that concept deal with?
Well, the second body is the body after 50. So the body is very forgiving for us, or even like from until 40, 44 around, people can achieve great body through exercise alone. And after that, the body needs more care. The body is not so forgiving as before. So the second body is the one that we care for it. It has to be cognitive. It has to be conscious. We learn what the body wants and serve it, help it. And that's what we didn't do in the first body. First body is almost like automatic, that we have this great body, and whatever we do, the body heals fast, the body recovers fast. There's no need for too much thinking, controlling, and so on. But when
Sorry,
yes,
go ahead. No, you go ahead. Finish up.
But when we hit this mark of 40, 50, then our aging really begins, and has deterioration is happening to us. So slowly we are getting worse, but consistently about 2% a year we get worse. And so even in order to be in the same place, sustain the values that we have, really requires improvement already 2% to match that 2% deterioration. So, and of course, here is that that situation we are in, and if we understand that, if we stand behind what is needed, then we can sustain, and we can sustain the good life and even improve if there is a gap between those who improved a lot with the same age as we are.
How much time with your program, just with the exercise piece of it I'm speaking of, how much time per day are we talking about?
30 minutes. So,
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes, and it's designed to also assess somebody's metabolic health. So when somebody does 30 minutes something, and this is their happy body routine, 18 exercises, and somebody lifts weights, and somebody can count all the weights that somebody lifts in 30 minutes. Let's say it's 5,000 pounds when we add everything. And somebody lifts 5,000 pounds in 31 minutes. So when that happens, we advise to keep going, training until somebody does this 5,000 pounds below 30 minutes. When that happens, microprogression is happening now. So somebody lifts a little bit, like 1 pound in one exercise more. So it becomes, 5,025, let's say, pounds. And then somebody does the routine again throughout the day, through the days and weeks until somebody is below 30 minutes. And then when it happens, it's microprogression happens. And then another safe micro improvement. Somebody can add another 1 pound in another exercise, and then practice that, and then see if that 30 minutes bracket is broken. If it is broken, then another micro progression, and another. And if we go like that, slowly, consistently, so after 5 years, from these 5,000 pounds, it can be 15,000 or 20,000, and we can reach this powerful body system that is not easily broken, and is capable, and we use very little energy actually to deal with our life. I explained that situation to my client who was a Zen master, and I talked to him about the happy body, and he said, well, everybody is distractible. I said, yeah, it is. But I talked more about this, and he said, I have the image of what you are telling me. And I said, okay, what is it? And he said, I imagine a stream going down 20 miles per hour, and my body can go 30 miles per hour. So if I want to go upstream 10 miles per hour, I have to use 30 miles per hour, 100% of my body or boat. And if that happens, I can break in a moment. But your body can go 100 miles per hour. So if you want to go 10 miles per hour up, you only use 30% of your power. So it means that you are cruising really up the stream, and then you are undistractable in your way of thinking. So you got it. So he called me half a year after, and he said, I have news for you. I said, what's it? My body goes 40 miles per hour.
Well, is your program, if someone does, say, Olympic weightlifting, is your program sort of a foundational piece, and then people go off and train in their selected sport? Or is it more of a, this is all you need sort of thing?
The happy body is like a gardening. In blue zones, people do gardening and they don't do exercise. They just do some exercises and live until 100, and they have a really good life. So the happy body tries to figure out how we do this gardening for the body on a daily basis, and we can create this blue zone, the place anywhere where we are. So in order to do that, we need some kind of plan. And these 18 exercises are this gardening for the body. We check our shoulders, we check our elbows, our wrists, our knees, and our hips, and we go through every exercise. And every exercise is check, everything, every inch of our body. And if something is up a little bit, we feel, we are a little bit sore, or we are a little bit limited. So we have this data accumulated on a daily basis that actually help us to eliminate the problem. It's like you brush teeth, but you have a sore tooth, and then, I have to go to the dentist to check it. So with the happy body is this hygiene for the body. We go through, let's say in the morning, and then if everything is open, everything feels good, that, we finish the training, and then we go and live our fantastic life.
But we can train in other disciplines.
We can, excuse me?
Train in other disciplines. If you're a runner, or you're still doing your training while you're doing this foundational
I see.
work.
Well, the happy body supports only athletes. So it is not something that creates an athlete, but support.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's we call it internal massage. So somebody is a sprinter, can do the happy body after sprinting, and that helps the person to eliminate any places of the body that could accumulate inflammation, soreness, or whatever it is, and it would show up, let's say, next day or in a week. Mm-hmm. If we do it on a daily basis, that we actually prevent any problem that could accumulate in the body, because we test every inch of the body.
Got it. Okay, so as we come to the end of the show, I want to take a little bit of a turn here. Many people are surprised to learn that a world champion weightlifter, a creator of a world-renowned program, is also a poet. And you've said poetry helps you to fall in love with difficult things. What do you mean by that?
Well, I wrote one of the books of poetry because of my clients. I watch them, and I watch the disappointments, and after they couldn't follow what they actually wanted to follow, wanted to do, and they were in the situation of wanting to do something good, but at that time were not capable. So I saw this fatalist in them taking over this instant gratification system. So because of that, when I saw it, I thought, if there is suffering, then there is poetry. I started writing those poems. And when I wrote those poems, then I started reading those poems to my clients. And when they were in the similar situation, they could bring the feeling to the surface and accept the present moment. The present moment that is not based on the past, but present moment that opens up to the future, opens up to the acceptance of the hard choice, acceptance of what to do, and not really grieve, keep grieving the past, keep grieving that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So it is very important element of acceptance, present moment, and recover ourselves mentally to the place where we can start again.
That's lovely. Now, you work with clients, obviously, but is your program accessible online, or is it a one-on-one working with you?
Oh, there is a book, so people can buy the book on Amazon and create this the happy body for themselves. Then we have many emails that come to us of people that bought the book, and after 5 years, we received this email of a person that practiced for 5 years and created this amazing lifestyle for themselves and shares with us. It's just amazing that, we imagine that when we were writing the book and going to Berkeley to our editor, we were driving there every week. And when we were coming back to Woodside, we were going through San Francisco, and then we saw this houses on the hill, and I talked to Angela. I said, it's just incredible that at one point somebody in one of those houses will be practicing the happy body and will create this, independent and progressive way of life that is based on goodness and on their own, independently from us, independently from everybody. And we thought that was just incredible.
So you don't have practitioners that are teaching your program?
Oh, we have to. So there are people that they need help, and those people, can reach for mentors, and they are on our web. And there are people who are completely independent. I think about 10% of people that they can buy the book and they are really can create that way of life on their own, independently from us. And there is probably about 50% of people that they really need some help with mentoring. And there are people who really need mentors. I mean, on a weekly basis that they maybe need, us to come here and then to start the system. So It just depends how independent people are with the things that people want to create for themselves or learn.
Okay, wonderful. Well, this has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll put all the information, your website, the ways to get a hold of you if people are interested in moving forward with something like this. Take in all the information that you can get. Jerzy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Cathy. It was pleasant and meaningful.
Thank you very much. Everybody, we will talk to you next week on The Health Hub.
You have been listening to The Health Hub, hosted by Cathy Biase, here on Radio Maria Canada.